Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Lakeville, Connecticut. The TRS Tour Modified Series stopped here in Lakeville, Connecticut, the Lime Rock Park. We're going road racing here this afternoon. Connecticut's own Lime Rock Park is one of the oldest continually operating road racing venues in America. Opened in 1956, the track has long been a staple of the United States Premier Road Racing Championship, including the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship's Northeast Grand Prix since 2015. With 9 corners and multiple long straightaways, 7 corners, on its classic layout, Lime Rock Park is also one of the fastest road courses in North America. For that reason, it also features multiple chicanes that are occasionally used as part of its different layouts to slow the cars down. For its extensive history and iconic layout, the track was also added to the National Register of Historic Places in 2009. Today, we're going road racing. TRS Tour Modified Series, and it's next on HBR TV. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to Lime Rock Park. TRS Tour Modified Series practice underway. A few minutes left in the session of the full hour. We have a good handful of modifieds that have made the trip to Lakeville, Connecticut to partake in this. Well, it's very different from what these guys usually do. Go fast, turn left is typically the mantra around the TRS Tour Modified Series, but they do throw in road course on occasion. Right now, top of the board to no one's surprise, it is the Brit himself, Mark Thomas, 54.54. Second quick is Cody Harger, just a couple of tenths off. Got Jayden Wagner, Dustin Painter, and Higgins, the top 5 on the timesheet. Guys really trying to get a handle on this place. They've really put in the time. We had drivers in the session just about as soon as it opened up. Guys like Mark Thomas, again, he's a pretty good road racer to begin with, but again, it's a different animal when you jump to a stock car or a truck, or in this case, a modified. They're not built to turn right, especially these modifieds. They're essentially engineered race cars to turn left, weight engineered to be low and on the left side. So yeah, these left turns that they have here at Lime Rock Park shouldn't be too big of an issue, but when they start turning right, they're a little counterintuitive, counter-weighted. See how these guys handle it. The other thing that's a big issue that I found myself in practice running these cars, that air cleaner with that big old spacer on it, makes it real hard to see out the right side. So you either got to sit up real high or just hope and pray that you got room where you're going, because you can't see really well at all. Practice is complete. Goes out first here. Looks like maybe Jayden Wagner. Struggling to get out of the pit lane here. A little bit too much throttle on exit. Cody Harger here. Cody, second quick in the practice session, was not able to top the 50 of Mark Thomas. Cody blows through the chicane there. Again, this is the out lap, so no timing going on right now. Cody was downshifting through turn number 8. He's off 9 to take the green flag lap number 1. First time lap of the 66. So far, Cody looks relatively smooth around Lime Rock. Heavy braking zone into the chicane. 5, 6, and 7 corners. Bit of a shoot down into turn number 8. To the bridge, down the hill into turn number 9. Up a little speed off the corner there. Usually roll those guys all the way out to the curb. First lap, 6, 55.50. They were running 54s in practice. Mark Thomas's first lap of 55.88, so a little slower for him as well. Could be track temperature related. Let's see if lap 2 yields any better results for Mark Thomas. Again, Mark, accomplished road racer, also very successful on the ovals as well. Mark Thomas off in the grass to complete lap 2. That's not the way to do it in qualifying. Unfortunately for Thomas, that's going to end his qualifying session. Puts it in the fence off turn number 9. Jayden Wagner also on his second lap. Not officially check in a lap first time. Maybe had an off track. Again, put the wheels off in the grass just ever so slightly. Oh, and he's loose. 26 is sideways. That is going to do it for Jayden Wagner as well. And Butler to cross the line to get his first timed lap. And no time for Butler as well. And as I was saying before, if you have any off-track or incident point that iRacing does give you for various things, whether it's contact, a loss of control, or a wheel or two off the grass, they will not count your qualifying laps. That's going to be unfortunate so far. Only 3 drivers checking in a time: Cody Harger, Mark Thomas, and Jamie Kerr. And Butler off turn number 9. 59.087 for the 18 machine. Justin Painter just checked in the time as well. I'm not sure if he had an issue. I think it was the second lap. First lap did not count for Dustin, but still third fast on lap 2. 56.703 for 65. Alfie Charon might be on track. It looks like the timing shows it. Alfie taking his time through the chicane. I think Alfie's just trying to check in a clean lap here. Looks like everybody else was not able to or opted not to qualify, so Alfie could sit here top 5 without a problem. Now he's got a best time of Dan Butler, which is just under a minute of 59.09. Top time on the day so far, a 55.50. Alfie's off turn number 9. $59,887 for Alfie Sharon. That puts him 6th quick on the board. Just past the 5-minute mark in this 10-minute session. Looks like everyone that wants to take a time may have already. Jayden Wagner had an issue coming out of the pit lane, so he did not take officially a timed lap. Still can if he so chooses. Same is true for Bobby Gibson, Bob Higgins, Rob Higgins, Pete Woodrum, Josh Buckley, Anthony Rayner, Brian Torsha. All drivers in the session that have not taken a qualifying lap thus far do so. But while we wait around and possibly see some more on-track action in the qualifying session, let's go through. Let's thank our sponsors. Of course, it is the TRS Tour Modified Series, the RacingSchool.net. If you want to sit behind the wheel of a full-bodied stock car or a modified type, tour type modified, not just sit there. We're talking get out on track, Thompson Speedway, turn some laps. Check these guys out, the RacingSchool.net. Find the package that works best for you. Go from there. Springtime's coming. It'll be here before you know it. You'll be hearing race cars and smelling race fuel before you know it. TRS, the RacingSchool.net. And thank you to D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated, associate sponsor of the TRS Tour Modified Series and OG Racing. Sudath Taxidermy, competition quality, commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7866. And in association with LSI Litchfield Specialty, another associate sponsor of the series of the OG Racing League and primary sponsor LSI Arkansas. Without the sponsors, this is hard to get done. I mean, broadcasts that cost money, setups cost money. Got to keep people happy. These are some small things that keep the race drivers happy. Again, the whole point of this thing is to have fun, and the broadcast just adds a special element to it. Tries to make it a good time for everybody involved. Sponsors, again, they make this thing happen. We appreciate the support across the board. Still a couple minutes left in qualifying. We're going to take a break. We're stepping aside here for just a moment or two. If anybody hits the track, we will be back to cover it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lakeville, Connecticut, the TRS Tour Modified Series. Our starting grid on the pole, the 66 of Cody Harger, who is outside, the 50 of Mark Thomas. Dustin Painter will start for the third position with Jamie Kerr starting in fourth. Starting fifth is Dan Butler. Starting sixth, Alfie Sharon, the number 78. Starting seventh, it is Josh Buckley. Eighth is Rob Higgins. Brian Torsha is ninth. Jayden Wagner will start for the 10th spot. Bob Higgins will start 11th. Anthony Rayner will start 12th. 13th, Pete Woodrum. 14th, Bobby Gibson. Starting shotgun on the field. That is your quick rundown of the starting grid from Lime Rock Park, TRS Tour Modified Series. Going green. Just a few minutes. Might wonder why I rushed through that starting grid there. This is a standing start we're going to have here this afternoon, so we wanted to get that done and out of the way before we ran out of time. Only 2 minutes. Wasn't sure if we were going to lose that time, so there you have it. It seems rushed. I'm not the Micro Machines guy, but either way.
Green flag.
Green flag is in the air. We are underway here from Lime Rock Park. Cody Harger slides over at the start, takes the top spot from the pole. Mark Thomas is in second. The field made it through turn one clean. Again, they get off turn two. Looks like Josh Buckley to the outside. Working down No Name straight into the uphill 5, 6, and 7. Tough set of corners to slow these cars down. Whole purpose of that chicane there is these cars can get some serious speed. There is a bit of a crest at the top of turn 5 on the classic layout. Cars can catch some air and makes it very difficult to drive, so that's why we do run that. Cody Harger, Mark Thomas out to the early lead. Jamie Kerr, Dustin Painter doing some battle here. This is for the third spot. Jamie Kerr up to third, started fourth, sits in front of the 65 of Dustin Painter. They work through turn 2 into the left-hand 3. Quick switch to the right-hand turn number 4, and once again back to No Name straight. Good braking zone here into this chicane. This, again, the 5, 6, and 7 section. Ooh, Jamie misses it a bit, hits that red turtle. Not good for these cars. Really bad if you're in a sports car. It kind of ruins your day if you hit those things. They are not small. Jamie's still pulling away from the 65 of Painter early on. While up front, Cody Harger putting a little bit of a gap on the 50 of Mark Thomas. Again, Mark, an accomplished road racer, so he's going to sit tight to that back bumper of the number 66. Find his groove. Only 25 laps to get done here this afternoon at Lime Rock. We do not have any cautions turned on, locals only. There will be a halfway break, so these guys can get caught up, punch up the field, get tires if they so choose. Dustin Painter, though, has gotten by the 75 of Jamie Kerr. Not sure if Jamie had an issue or not. Yeah, Jamie did go off track. Let's see if we can get a quick replay of that. This is actually after Painter went by, so a little bit of overdriving out of the 75. Again, keeping it on track is key. That alone can get you a decent finish in these oval-style series that run a road course. Just stay clean and just run all the laps. Your result in a good finish. Alfie Sharon, the 78, still running in 6th. Josh Buckley taking the high, wide line through turn number 8, down the hill into turn 9. Cody maintaining that interval between the 50 of Mark Thomas quite well. Again, Mark is quick at these places. Did have the fastest lap time in the practice session. Cody did top it in qualifying, so kind of a bit of a back and forth between these two. Last lap around, Mark Thomas puts down his fastest lap of the afternoon of 54.7. Essentially faster than where he qualified. So Mark's picking up the pace here. Some heat in those Hoosier tires. Getting the groove down, starting to figure out a rhythm. 20 laps to go. He's got time. Plus, we're going to have a break here. He's going to get some more practice in running this race. Doesn't need to force the issue right now. And it looks like the 14 is around. That's Brian Torsha. Brian running a alternate number. I think usually Brian's in the 2. Mark Thomas is right there. Gained a lot of ground into the chicane. Top 7 here. They race into turn number 8 at the bridge. Tires starting to get hot, starting to get greasy. Both cars at the front of the field real loose on entry to turn number 1. Mark Thomas real loose on exit of turn number 2. Has that thing sideways coming off the corner. Let's ride inside the 50 of Mark Thomas as he tries to track down Cody Harger here. Flipping those turtles just a bit through the chicane, feathering the throttle up the hill. We got a car off. It's the 26 of Shane Wagner. Cody Harger is around. Contact, hard impact to the inside wall. Cody Harger, his day may be done already. Lap car causing an issue here late. Go back and take a look at it. Things down here. This is through the chicane. We're riding on board with the 50 of Mark Thomas when it happened. See up top in the frame the 26 of Shane Wagner. I think that's coming back onto the track after his own incident. Wheel-to-wheel contact, it looks like, with 26 and the 66 upsets the car, and Cody Harger a hard hit Armco barrier. Back out front, Mark Thomas, your new leader. After that, he's the recipient of that top spot after the incident with the 66 of Cody Harger. Second now is Jamie Kerr. Rob Higgins is third. Dustin Painter fourth, right there to the back bumper. Let's watch this for a little bit here. Painter got the pace here into the chicane. .78, maybe shortcut the chicane a little bit there. Yep. .16 laps to go from Lime Rock Park. Mark Thomas continues to lead. Caution's going to come out here shortly. The plan was to get a yellow here about the halfway point between 12 and 15 laps. I want to plan it specifically so these guys didn't know when it was going to come. the battle right now. Rob Higgins has the third spot. Dustin Painter is fourth to continue to battle for position. Painter has the pace. Thing to run good lap times, though. You got to set up the guy in front of you. Plan your passes sometimes a few corners in advance. Not a whole lot different than ovals. You kind of got to set it up and make a plan. Road course, there's some corners you cannot make a pass. Really shouldn't make a pass. There's others that are just prime for it. I know into turn number 1 is a great spot. You got to outbrake the guy, brake just a tick later, get right to the back bumper before you do it, and then take the inside lane. In most cases, that is the preferred method. Mark Thomas must have had an issue on track. His last lap, a whole minute 0.7. Sorry, minute 7 seconds. We do have a replay of it. Here we go. Again, down the front stretch into turn 1. This is the replay of the incident with Mark Thomas. Gets a little heavy on the brake. Mark runs a lot of rear brake in this car on the road courses. He spins very similarly to what we saw earlier. I think it was Dustin Painter that spun around. Just some time lost. He retains the top spot through that spin. You saw the gap that he had back to second spot. Looks like Jamie Kerr has 30 seconds. Hard to keep track. Lots going on. We got 14 cars out there today. Everybody's off track. Everybody's going in the grass. So far, so good, though. It's not terrible. Mark Thomas, though, just kind of easing that machine off turn number 9 down the front stretch once again. We'll get 13 laps to go as he crosses the line. Caution is out. That will group the field back up. Get an opportunity to get tires if everyone chooses to do so. Racing Porsche pace car. Scary thing is that Porsche pace car stock trim could probably keep up with these modifieds. At least here. Probably not at Langley. So I'm not sure if Cody Harger is the first car lap down or not, or if they even have the lucky dog turned on. Cody did lose a lap. He was able to get the car back to the pits and get it fixed. Only lost 1 lap in that exchange. We'll see if it's that lucky dog. Put him back on the lead lap. Not a whole lot of time left in the race to power through the field to challenge the 50 of Mark Thomas, if that even is the case. Thomas down the pit lane, Shane Wagner as well. Jamie Kerr stays out on the racetrack. Jamie takes over the top spot. So Rob Higgins, Mark Thomas, Dustin Painter, Alfie Sharon, Shane Wagner, the only cars opting to pit here. Very interesting. Varying strategies across the board. Dustin Painter, you see coming to a stop in his box. Some of this may have something to do with the gap that Mark Thomas put on the field. These guys didn't make it into the pit lane as quickly as the front of the field. Small track. Cars completing their pit service here. This will get them to the finish without a problem. Of course, fuel definitely not an issue. Full tanks to start the race, 22 and change gallons. That's more than enough to run 25 laps here at Lime Rock. Tire strategy, only thing at play. Jamie Kerr, he's going to try and go to the end on set of tires he started the race on. We'll see if he can pull it off. We know Mark Thomas is going to be quick no matter what he's running on, but he has fresh tires. See if he can make quick work of the 75 or not. At the front of the field, it is the 75 of Jamie Kerr. Again, Jamie staying out on the racetrack. Did not take the opportunity at the break to pit that race car. Stick it out. His bet is made. He's going to have to sleep in it. We'll see what he can come up with here by race's end. Car lights are out. We're going to get the restart, it looks like, with 10 laps to go. So he's going to have to hold off a hard-charging number 50 of Mark Thomas here. He wants to take home the win. Mark, again, he did pit, did get 4 fresh tires. Not sure if he took fuel or not. Again, we've talked about this in the past, not just with modifieds or ARCA or whatever. Fixed setup races, so you can't really adjust the setup per se, but you're in the pit lane and you have the option to take fuel or not. Maybe you like how the car handles a little bit better on light fuel, like it better on heavy fuel or full fuel load. Kind of make some weight adjustments by taking or not taking fuel. Again, these guys started the race with plenty of fuel to make it to the finish. Did not need to stop for a top off at all. Strictly tire based. So we'll have to see how things play out. Don't know if Mark took fuel or not, but either way, race car lights are off. Field's forming up 2x2. We're going to go with the 2x2 restart here. And we started the race this afternoon with a standing start, Formula One style. Now we're going to be back to old familiar. Pace car peels off, green flag waves, and we get in the gas. Car is down. Waiting for the green flag.
Green flag.
Green is in the air. Field back underway. Jamie Kerr in the throttle. Cuts across in front of the 50 of Mark Thomas, and not a great restart out of the 50 there. Going to have some company in the form of Rob Higgins here in just a minute, but dives down low to the inside. Has to get on the brakes. Almost gets into the 75 of Jamie Kerr. Goes right around on the bottom. Move Mark Thomas back to the top spot. Jamie Kerr hangs on to the second position while Rob Higgins, Painter, and Sharon the top 5. We have 10 laps to go here from Lime Rock. Far, pretty good race. Cody Harger did get his lap back, but Jamie Kerr locks up the rear brakes on entry to the chicane. Collects Buckley, collects Wagner. We got a pile of cars all stuck here in the chicane. Another car off. Maybe is that the Rob Higgins machine? It is. Bit of a disaster on the restart for some of these guys, especially going into the chicane. And we've got Jamie Kerr trying to get to the pits as well, having an issue again. Car is badly damaged, at least at the front end. Seems like it rolls okay, but definitely not quite right. Works its way back to the pits. Current battle on the track with 9 laps to go. It's Dustin Painter in the second spot. Alfie Sharon up to third. Meanwhile, Mark Thomas already out to almost an 8-second advantage since the restart. He is off and running. Now a bit of a battle with Rob Higgins and Bob Higgins. 40 and the 43. Cody Harger tracking down the 13 of Josh Buckley. is for the 4th position. Cody has worked his way back into the top 5. Takes the inside. Buckley gives up the position. Cody takes over the 4th spot. Now we see Josh Buckley and Rob Higgins battling a little bit here. This is for the 5th position. Higgins has it. Buckley just a few car lengths in behind, trying to track down the 40 to take that spot. Mark Thomas just ran his fastest lap of the day, a 54.60. That is almost as fast as his practice laps were. It is faster than his qualifying time, and I believe that might be faster than the pole speed. So Mark Thomas has found a groove here. Obviously, he's 12 seconds out in front of Dustin Painter. Alfie Charon 3rd, Harger 4th, Rob Higgins 5th. Six laps to go here from Lime Rock Park. Mark Thomas continues to lead. Those of you looking for an update on Daytona 500 qualifying as of right now, Daniel Hemrick is fastest, Bubba Wallace 2nd, Briscoe 3rd, Eric Jones 4th, Ty Dillon 5th. Other notables, Kyle Busch is 6th, Corey LaJoy 8th. Still the battle, though, Rob Higgins and Josh Buckley. That deficit is not going any larger. In fact, Buckley may have a draft here into turn 1. Not enough room to outbrake. Takes a peek to the inside, but nothing doing there. And the 66 of Cody Harger is off the track. Take a look and see what happened with Cody. Just in too deep, locks up the rears, and around goes the 66. We've seen a few drivers do that this afternoon. High speed corner entry. It's really high commitment. Overcommit a bit can cause some issues. Now out front, we have Alfie Sharon. Did Mark Thomas have an incident on track? Where is Mark Thomas? He has slipped back to the 3rd position. What happened to the 5th of Mark Thomas? I don't see this on my board anywhere. Mark Thomas again. This is the replay after the fact. I'm going to rewind this and see what happened. Sits there for a while. Does he make contact with the wall? It's hard to see that angle. And this is a replay with the 50 of Mark Thomas. This is from the top spot. Over rotates off corner exit, locks it up. A little bit of an impact to the tire pack there. Spins it back around. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A victory was certainly in hand for Mark Thomas. Now he sits at the 3rd position. Not too far back from the leaders, though. It's Alfie Sharon and Dustin Painter up top. Alfie out front here, still looking a little uneasy through the chicane. Cuts it a little sharp on entry. Hits that big red turtle. And I think Mark Thomas has had another issue. Mark Thomas gets that left rear in the grass and spins it around again. Now I think he's overdriving it. He knows he's giving the win away. This is not good for the 50 of Mark Thomas, the guy with the most road racing experience coming into this afternoon's event. In trouble here late in the race. Looked so strong, led the majority of the event, and now it's Alfie Sharon out front, pulling away from Dustin Painter. This could be his here. Full 1.3 seconds back to the 65 of Dustin Painter. Alfie's best lap, a 56.83. Actually, not too shabby at all. Definitely not the laps he was running early in practice or even in qualifying. Was quite slow, but Alfie was not here for most of the practice. Certainly learning the track and getting a feel for this road racing thing we're doing here today. Coming to one lap to go. And looks like Dustin Painter's had his own issue. Dustin Painter has crashed as Alfie Sharon takes the white flag. What's happened to the 65 here? This looks like down the no-name straight into the chicane. Hits the turtle, hits another turtle. Oh, over throttles. Round she goes. That's all it takes sometimes. Gonna move Mark Thomas back up to the second position, but 10 seconds the distance to first. Mark's gonna have to settle for P number 2. Alfie Sharon now down through no-name straight, headed into the chicane. One final time. Alfie going up the hill into turn number 8. Alfie Sharon off turn number 9 for the final time this afternoon, looking for a checkered flag. Started near the back of the field, but he's going to bring it home at the top. Alfie Sharon, your winner here from Lime Rock Park. Four Modifieds going road racing, and he pulls off the victory. Second place looks like Mark Thomas. Cody Harger is going to settle for third. Again, neither one of these guys, it seems so quick on the road courses, check in with a victory that they so much expected to have. Alfie Sharon, slow, smooth, slow and steady wins the race, and he certainly proved it this afternoon. 78 comes home victorious. Uh-oh. Alfie loops it. Honest pull down. Maybe these are just the donuts. Looks good. Alfie Sharon, your winner here from Lime Rock Park. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back after this with interviews, hopefully with our top 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lakeville, Connecticut, the TRS Tour Modified Series. from Lime Rock Park. Road course racing. It's in the books. Alfie Charon brings home the number 78 to the top spot, wins the race. Mark Thomas was second, Cody Harger third. Let's go down and see if we can get a word with our winner, Alfie Charon. Alfie, it's the HBR TV booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy. How's it going?
You don't know how to road race. What are you doing up here? Congratulations. You got the win here at Lime Rock Park. Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, I was happy with finishing third right there. And then me and Dustin see Mark in the grass on the left coming out of turn one. And next thing you know, I passed Dustin, and then I just set sail. And luckily, Mark had his second incident, so it kind of let me get this free win. But sucks to win this way, but I mean, a win's a win, I guess.
Well, I mean, it is a win, and then you can't take it away. It is what it is. But I will say this, looking at your lap times later on in the race, you were starting to get a feel for this place. I break balls a little bit saying you don't know how to road race, but you certainly caught on. 56.83 was your best lap time of the afternoon. Not too shabby. You started at the back of the pack. Adversity certainly came into play, but you got to be in position to win these things when that stuff happens, and you were. So well done, my friend. Congratulations.
Yeah, I was almost not even gonna make the race. I woke up right at like 7:50, looked at the time, and was like, oh my god, I gotta join in this race or I'm not gonna make it. And I knew the top 5 had a tight points battle, so I was like, oh my god, I gotta turn this thing on and let's go.
Well, again, man, you looked good out there. You brought home the victory. You led laps when it counted. Congratulations. Before we let you go, Alfie, who do you got to thank?
Just gotta thank TRS, myself, that's Sharon's racing, OG for putting on this fun league, you for broadcasting, and I gotta thank Mark Thomas for finally coming out and doing a tour race with us. Hopefully everything with him can get situated here soon and he can be back full time. It's a blast always racing with him.
Always good to have Mark Thomas in the race. But again, Alfie, congratulations, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Alfie Charon, your winner here this afternoon from Lime Rock Park. We're going to go to second place, the runner-up here, Mark Thomas. Oh, man, this is not the Mark Thomas I thought we'd be talking to. Mark, it's Steve in the HBR booth. You got a copy?
Yo, Steve, how are you, buddy?
You sound whooped, man. How'd it go?
Oh, it's the first stint was good. The second stint was good until I didn't adjust my brake bias at the right time. Spun it, and then for some reason I couldn't get it to go into gear. I got it in reverse. I got to the other side of the track. I was hitting first and second, and it was just stuck there for about 5 seconds, not going into gear.
It's interesting you say that, because Jamie Kerr was mentioning this. He had a very similar problem. He had issues with shifting very early in the race. So I don't know if we're talking about glitches here or what. Either way, didn't need that.
No, but I mean, it was down to me. I made a mistake. Alfie was the rightful winner, and I mean, Cody was so quick in the first stint. I was pushing on to stay with him. I was just hoping that my tyres would stay good for a little longer. But unfortunately, he got caught coming up the hill out of the chicane, and that sort of let me just keep my pace and do my own thing, kind of. But yeah, well, sometimes that's the way it goes, Steve. Sometimes it just doesn't fall your way, and you make mistakes, and that's what I did tonight. Completely my fault.
You do see that happen in road racing a lot of the times. I mean, I'm a road racer at heart. I'm more of an oval guy than anything, but I do better on the road courses than I do on the oval, so I kind of like it. But most of the races that I've lost that I should have won were because I'm either pushing too hard or I made a silly mistake. And I was telling these guys in practice pre-race, I said, look, at the end of the day, if you just have a clean race, it doesn't matter how fast you are. As long as you're reasonably up to speed, you finish it without getting off track, you're going to have a good finish. And this just proves it. You're lightning fast at this place. Your best lap time was a 460. Just couldn't bring home the win. So tough break.
Yeah. I like road. I'm a road course. I'm a road course guy. You know this. I love road courses, and I mean, driving these is a challenge around any road course. Here was very difficult getting the balance right. The brake balance setup was good. It's just the tires were really getting abused here quite a lot. And I missed my brake bias. I should have gone up 2 clicks when on the previous. I could feel it starting to push, and then I tried to overcorrect with a bit of throttle, and it just yoink way round it went, and nothing I could do about it. Completely driver error.
Still able to sacrifice the second place finish, Mark. So again, congratulations on the runner-up. Before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the missus. I'd like to thank Bad Obsession Motorsport, Simplicity, the league, my cricket makes. I remember the time, gotcha. I always forget the sponsor, the Dixon and Sons Trucking. I don't know if they're still a sponsor, but I like them anyway. All the sponsors, all the guys in the league, Brian for putting the clan, for putting on the league, and for just making running in the league such a good laugh. And I think that's what it is about this league, is it is such good fun, and yourself putting on an awesome broadcast as you usually do.
Mark, thanks for the kind words, man. That is certainly right. It is all about how much fun we have. So pleasure talking to you again, as always, and good luck at the next one, buddy.
Thank you so much, Steve. Take care of yourself.
Mark Thomas, your runner-up. We're going to go to Cody Harger next. Third place finisher. Battled back a little bit of adversity. Cody, it's Steve, HBR TV broadcast booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
It's going. Cody, you finished third. You started, I think it was on the pole position, had some good laps early on. You and Mark were kind of real tight for a little while, and then an incident with a lap car for the halfway break. Walk us through that, and then the balance of the race had some other issues.
Yeah, man. Started out pretty good. I know Mark's a very well accomplished road racer on iRacing, and I just barely have my D license, so I was going to give it hell. And I think he might have made a mistake in qualifying and let me start up front, and I felt pretty good where I was at, watching, where he would gain on me and I'd gain on him. He'd get close to me, basically entering the chicane, but then from chicane around that whole downhill section on the front stretch and into turn one, I felt like I was stepping away from him. So as long as he couldn't gain ground there, really I think the biggest passing zones are there coming downhill onto the straightaway and then there at the end of the straightaway. So I felt like as long as I was fast there, I was probably going to be okay, as long as if I didn't make any mistakes. And yeah, man, I don't know what happened. We just I got out of the session. I forgot to go back and look at the replay. I don't even know who it was, but I went through the chicane and was climbing the hill and kind of was following, had it pointed to where I felt like I needed to be. That hill, you kind of come up blind, and with the air cleaner on these things sticking up so high, it's hard to see. Like, you can't see your right front. And I don't know who it was. I heard someone say they were sorry, but I don't know who it was. Never even saw what color the car was. And I just, all of a sudden, I heard contact, and I'm in the wall with the motor blown and had to tow. So, but oh well, we win some, lose some, I guess. Definitely don't think.
From our perspective, I think it was the 26 actually had his own incident top of the chicane, and it's the same thing. It's blind on his end, it's blind on your end. It was just a matter of timing when you guys came together. You clearly didn't see him because you had room to the left, but nothing you can do about it with the air cleaner in the way. So, tough break for you, tough break for Jayden Wagner. It didn't work out good for him because he had a good run going as well early on.
Yeah, man. I mean, I guess what's more frustrating about it is I wish there would have been a yellow flag displayed, but whatever, iRacing didn't see it fit to display one, because like I said, I had no idea that there was even a hint of danger until I was spun around. But oh well, we had a tow, got a fast repair, and stayed out during that caution and waved around. We still had a shot at it. I here waving around, even though I ran flat out, I was still just coming down, or just coming out of the just top the hill, really, back there after the chicane was by the time they took green. So I knew for the win it wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to be able to run that far down. So it was just get what I could get. Tried a little too hard there, getting into one time, trying to make up ground, and spun it around. But luckily, from a little bit of speed and then a little bit of other guys' adversity, I was able to bring it back to third. I know DP had an equipment issue with his pedals there with 2 to go. That really sucks for him. I think he was sitting second at the time. So yeah, bad luck brought me down. Good luck brought me back up, I guess.
Well, either way, you worked your way back to the top 3. So congratulations, Cody. Before we let you go, anybody you need to thank?
just somebody holler at Plasmine, thank them for being on the car. Thank the guys here at OG, especially sponsors of this series, TRS, the main sponsor, and then all the other associates, their LSI, Sudarth, My Cricket Makes, all that. Thank those for putting this on, and thank you, Steve, for broadcasting.
Cody Harger, your third place finisher here at Lime Rock. Solid run out of the 66. Could have been a little bit more, could have been worse. You never know, but either way, battled through some adversity, comes back top 3. Let's go through our finishing order here this afternoon. Alfie Sharon works his way to the front all afternoon, finds himself in a good spot when chaos ensues with the leaders, picks up the scraps and maintains the lead, and actually starts to pull away near the end. Alfie Sharon, your winner here from Lime Rock. Mark Thomas, another strong afternoon, started second, had some issues as well, brings it back to the second place finish. Cody Harger started on pole position. Let's talk to Cody about his issues out on track in an incident with a lap car that had crashed. Again, visibility so tough in these cars, especially out the right side. Just, it's a huge blind spot. Not a whole lot you can do about it other than maybe change the whole style of race car, put different lowers, take the spacers off the carburetor, change the hood, the whole 9 yards. But I'm sure in reality they would probably do that on these road courses if it came down to it. But again, it's them, not the case. Bad luck for both drivers. Cody Harger finishes third. Josh Buckley, a great finish for the 13, finishes in the 4th spot. 5th was Rob Higgins at 40. 6th was Bob Higgins at number 43. Justin Painter, after his issues with his pedals, finishes in the 7th spot. Jamie Kerr brings it home 8th on the lead lap, and a solid finish out of the 75 machine. Dan Butler was 9th. Brian Torsha was 10th. Jayden Wagner, after an early race incident, finishes 11th. Anthony Rayner finishes 12th. Know if he made starts. German Bobby Gibson as well, with all 25 lap down cars. Laps at pace. Either way, look good. They're here. Maybe they started, maybe they didn't. We'll never know. That's going to wrap it up for us here, though, from Lime Rock Park. Thank you all for joining us. And as always, please like, follow, share, or subscribe. Facebook.com/HollerBoysRacingTV and on YouTube at Holler Boys Racing TV. Again, thanks to TRS, the RacingSchool.net, T. Dixon and Sons Trucking, Studath Taxidermy, and LSI Litchfield Professional. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you at the next one. Have a good night.